Good evening, students. Again, I am back. So, with a new topic and the most important topic in CBSE class 9 geography and similarly in class 11 geography. You will get this chapter in class 9 in the say chapter number 4, which is climate of India. So, and you will at the same time in class 11 you will study this topic in class 11, the same topic, that is climate. In the India's part you will get this another book, NCERT geography, class 11, and about the book you have already gone through, that class 11 geography, the climate chapter is also there. So similar topic I am discussing today, and you will also get a lot of idea about it as far I will discuss you. So let's start today, friends. So climate actually means what? Climate means it refers to a totality of all the weather conditions of a place, and first of all it is a permanent weather phenomenon, and it is present over an area in a long period of time. It can be more than 35 years, 30 to 35 years. So this is the climate of a place. So, but it has a lot of difference with the weather. But weather is the temporary atmospheric phenomena and the changes you will observe in the weather. So weather varies from place to place and from time to time, and it changes weekly as well as day by day, or maybe in 3 or 4 days. So if you give an example, weather, it may be sunny weather, it may be a cloudy weather, rainy weather, or a cold weather. And climate is fixed. India's climate, if you say, is a tropical monsoon climate. Any other types of climate you observe, it is also the other types, like the Mediterranean climate, like the tropical monsoon climate, like equatorial climate. Many other climatic types are there. So in this part we will see that there are many elements of weather and climate that are almost same, like temperature, atmospheric pressure, then humidity, precipitation, all of them. And on the basis of the monthly atmospheric conditions, the year can be divided into we can divide into 3 main seasons. First of all, 3 or 4 main seasons. First of all, let's describe summer season, or the hot weather season, which starts from the time of March and ends or continues till May. So this is the time of hot weather season or summer. Second one, what we say as the winter season. This is the time starting from the December month or November to February. Next, the season comes which is known as the season of southwest monsoons or rainy season, which starts from the month of June and continues till the month of August and mid of September. Then the season of retreating monsoon season, which starts from mid of September till October. So all about this I am telling you about the seasons, means main 3 or 4 seasons. So as we have, I have discussed you, and the year is entirely divided into 4 main seasons. Now next thing I am telling you, there are various factors that rule the climate of a place. So climate depends upon the following factors. For example, the latitude, first one important factor. Latitude means that is the north or south. So the amount of solar energy that received varies according to latitude due to the spherical shape of the earth. So the temperature decreases from equator towards the poles, that is the latitude, north or south. Latitude is designated by north or south. Next comes the altitude. Altitude means the height. So with the, as we know, the increase in the height as we move from the higher altitude, lower altitude to a higher altitude. So you will find there are some kind of similar changes in the weather conditions. So you will find it, so these changes actually take place. How? Because as we move from the higher area to the lower area, higher area to lower, or lower to the higher areas, temperature varies and temperature gradually decreases at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius for every 1000 meters of height increase. So this is known as the normal lapse rate of temperature. Lapse means fall of the temperature with the increase of the height. We move from Kolkata to Shimla, we feel cold. And during the earlier days, what happened? The British people went to Shimla to spend their summer holidays. So actually, this is the thing that Shimla is known as the summer capital, because during the summer days, people used to visit Shimla to have the pleasure of the cold weather conditions. So altitude, when we are discussing that height increases, temperature decreases. As we go to the higher altitude, we will find on the earth's surface that there is coolness of the weather conditions. Next one, this is known as the pressure and wind system. Now, pressure and wind system, actually pressure and wind system of any area depend on the latitude and the altitude of the place, and it influences the temperature and rainfall pattern. Okay, so this is the most important system, that pressure and wind system means high pressure and low pressure. When there will be the cold weather condition, means the cold air is surrounding the region, then what will we find? Then we will find that a high pressure center is developed. But when there is a warm air, we will see that there is a low pressure. So, and winds have the tendency to move from the high pressure to low pressure areas. So next one, distance from the sea. So distance from the sea means, so this is also has a moderating influence on the climate. So as the distance from the sea increases, so what will happen? People experience, what will people experience? They will experience a kind of a mild weather condition. So close to the sea, this kind of influence takes place. As people move away from the sea in the interior, then we will find the extremes of temperature is found. This is known as the continentality. Very hot during the summer and very cold during the time of winter. So distance of from the sea has a great influence. Next one, come to the part which is known as the ocean currents. Ocean currents are of many types, as you see, warm current and cold ocean current. So along the side of the seas or you will find these ocean currents are known as the onshore winds, and they affect the entire coastal areas. And due to the influence of these ocean currents, it brings lot of changes in the precipitation, in the temperature, as well as the formation of clouds. So this has a great influence, a cooling effect as well as a warm effect on the particular place. And you will find, I am telling you, there is a current, I am giving an example. There is the Peru current, and for this current, it has caused a dry influence on the coast of Peru, and the Peruvian desert is also the effect of this kind of current. So many other currents are there, like the Gulf Stream current is a warm current, and it flows across the Atlantic Ocean along the coast of Newfoundland, bringing a warm influence. And the meeting of the warm and the cold Labrador current ultimately causes the formation of the plankton and the sea animals. So it has a great influence, as we find it. The cold currents also flowing any area, that also causes the formation of the icebergs, coolness of the weather, foggy condition. So these are also the effects. So next thing I am telling you, that is about the relief features. Relief features means it has a great major factor on the climate of a place. So high mountains also, you will find that has a great effect on the it has a great act on the cold or hot winds. So you will find that this also causes some kind of precipitation, like orographic rainfall. Himalayas, I am giving an example of Himalayas. So Meghalaya is one of the best examples. or you will find some kind of hills or mountains along the side of the northeastern or the western part of our country. So what causes this such kind of rainfall, which is known as the relief rainfall? First of all, the winds traveling across the seas. When it enters landward, it strikes against the high elevated barrier, and at that meantime it cannot approach or cross the hills. It strike against the hills. This moisture bearing winds full of moisture causes the formation of a huge mass of cloud. Now clouds after cooling, what will happen? It will give rise to rain, a small precipitation. So, and any form as such which falls on the earth, it is moisture bearing, and it precipitation comes in the form of rain, snow, hail, sleet. So these are the most important factors. Now next one, the factors affecting the India's climate. As I have told, if we are concerned with the India's climate has often been described as the tropical monsoon climate. What are the main factors? First one, latitude. Second one is known as the altitude. Then pressure and winds. Then jet streams. So and many other also factors can be discussed. So latitude, I have told you, India has a strategic location. India is situated in the northern hemisphere. A line which passes through the middle, known as the Tropic of Cancer, and divides India into two parts, northern part and the southern part. So the places lying to the north of Tropic of Cancer, you will find that enjoy a kind of temperate climate, while the south of Tropic of Cancer enjoys tropical climate. So this type of climate, as you notice, are characteristic features also. The north of Tropic of Cancer, what will you find? Summers are too hot, winters are too cold, as we have seen in parts of Uttar Pradesh. Summers are too hot, and along the line of Tropic of Cancer, where the sun shines overhead, there also the maximum amount of solar insolation is received. So long duration of sunlight, that is also one of the most important factors. And towards the south of Tropic of Cancer, close to the sea, those places having a maritime climate or equable climate, but also at the same time, as they are closer to the equator, to the south of Tropic of Cancer, they also receive a kind of climate which is we can say a kind of mild influence. But the central part of India, where is a rain shadow region entirely, that has very hot and dry climate. Next one, considering about the altitudes. India has mountains to the north, and towards the seas, if you find towards the south there are seas. So maximum elevation is about 30 meters, and due to the mountains, existence of the mountains, you will find the climate is milder or cooler, and winters milder winters as compared to Central Asia. Now pressure and winds. Next thing that I will discuss about pressure and winds. Pressure means high pressure and low pressure. The climate and weather conditions are governed by the following atmospheric conditions. For example, pressure and surface winds, upper air circulation, western cyclonic disturbance, and then tropical cyclones. So pressure means when there is a cold air circulation, then you will find a higher pressure, and when there is the warm air, then the low pressure. And winds have the tendency, as you know, it moves from the coastal areas or near the around the seas where it is low pressure. It is warm air during the time of summer, as the land gets heated faster and the seas are cooler. So there is always a tendency of the cooler air to move towards the warmer air, warmer zone. As we concern about this kind of low pressure, when it is created, warm air tries to becomes it is heavier, and when it is heavier and denser, it tries to move upward, just like a balloon inflated with warm air. It tends to rise upward. So here also the same thing happens. The colder air wants to drive this kind of warm air, and as a result, this low pressure center near the land masses of India gets gradually replaced by the cool area, and this often happens during the time of summer, and cyclonic disturbances are noticed during this time. What we say about different kinds of disturbances like Kalvaishaki, nor'westers, many names have been given by local people, and cyclones that hit during this time, tropical cyclones mainly. This is about this pressure and surface winds. Changes in the atmospheric circulation may also take place. This takes place during the time of winter, where the opposite thing, reverse phenomena, as we observe, the high pressure over the land masses and the low pressure in the water bodies, seas and oceans. So now what will be the tendency? Tendency of the winds will be to move from the higher pressure, means the bodies that are cooled, means land, to the seas, which are warmer as compared to the land. So this kind of circulation, when we take place, we say it as the changes in the reversal in the pressure and wind systems. Now next thing about the upper air circulation. Upper air circulation is also known as the jet stream. There are two types of jet stream, as we know. What is a jet stream? First of all, let's know. Jet stream is nothing. It is a upper air circulation that moves in a narrow band and a fast flowing, meandering, means it's a patching like wavy type of currents found in the atmosphere. Two types of jet stream we can classify. As according to the meteorological department, they have also found there are two types of jet stream. One during the time of winter, another time during the time of summer. Tropical westerly jet stream is a jet stream that blows during the time of winter, and tropical easterly jet stream during the time of summer. So these are the jet streams. So what does jet stream do actually? So jet streams bring an influence. It influences the monsoon winds to enter into India, like the western disturbances. During the time of India, Punjab and Haryana gets winter rain. Why? This is the influence of the jet stream. It drives these winds to enter into India, causing rainfall and in larger areas or in isolated parts of India. So jet stream has a lot of influence in the controlling our weather conditions. There are other influences that we will discuss. That is about the tropical cyclones. Tropical cyclones are actually low pressure disturbances. Low pressure means these are low pressure cyclonic disturbances that take place during the time of summer. When the land gets heated up, a low pressure trough is developed, all during the coastline, Odisha coast, Andhra coast, Tamil Nadu coast, Bengal coast, all these areas, and all the western coast also, like the Arabian Sea coast, Mumbai coast, Pune coast, all these coast areas. Now what will be the tendency? The tendency of the warm air is to first create a kind of anticyclonic movement, where the cold air will arrive from the seas and oceans, seas, nearby seas like the Bay of Bengal, and enters into the coast with a high speed, and there is a warm air also at the same time from the land, then merges with collides with each other. A cycle of anticyclonic circulation takes place. Movement takes place in the anti-clockwise direction, formation of a large type of ring, and what we call it as the cyclonic disturbance, eye of the cyclone. When it enters along the coast, it has the highest speed, 180 km, sometimes it attains. Now 100 to 180, between this kind of speed of the wind, and this wind brings lot of rain and atmospheric disturbances along with precipitation, huge damages to property. Floods are frequent during the time of cyclones. You have heard already about the Odisha cyclone. So that was a devastating cyclone, and many other cyclones have been noticed across the Bay of Bengal coast, in parts of Sundarban Delta region and other parts of the eastern coast. So fishermen were warned not to move to the seas for fishing. So today's lesson I have already discussed and given you a lot of idea and in a very concise manner about the climate of India. Thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and I will be back again with the next video. Thank you all of you, and have a nice day.